St. Jude's Garden, a lot of my songs on this project and in general, but more specifically this project, bringing you to a locale. You see some of the titles are like places like Horton Beach, St. Jude's Garden, East of Eden, you know what I mean, places like that. So as far as St. Jude's Garden goes, that was a metaphor for a place where I feel like the seeds to my craft were planted with Jude, Gavin, AKA the architect. You know, like, I mean, he's a part of my origin in terms of like, he's the premier to my guru. You know what I'm saying? He's the Dre to my Snoop. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of ways. And just being able to go to South Philly back in the days and just, you know, go on that third floor and just watch him just chop up records and, you know, just watch his genius at work, you know what I mean? And he fostered what you see now. Like, if it wasn't for Jude early on, I'm not sure if you would know who I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was the link between me and Ready Rock Records. Like, if it wasn't for Jude, I would never have my first album out on vinyl. You know what I mean? He produced that whole project. You know what I mean? That's why people know me now. For the ones who do know about me, like it's because of Pages of Life. You know what I'm saying? And he kind of was the captain to that ship on that project. Again, he produced the whole thing, and you know, I look at his tutelage as like his hand being over the plant or the seed that was my craft. You know what I'm saying? And he kind of like, you know, was the gardener to those plants that were a part of my gifting. You know what I mean? And he really just helped, you know, it grow to where, you know, it was something that, a plant that grew where people could see it. You know what I mean? And, you know, that's what that beat from him, that track from him really spoke to for me. You know, that's what came out. And, you know, him being a person who I started with, or the specific person I started with, like, and getting a track from him now for this project and coming full circle, it was kind of like, let me do something that kind of really documents how I feel about what he contributed to my career and my brand, and pay homage to, I feel like, what is his genius, you know, for lack of a better term.
What's kind of maybe one takeaway, man, from your relationship with St. Jude that is still impacting you today?
Yeah. One thing I yeah.
Like what's the takeaway that you have?
One thing that I took away from Jude, you know, is just, you know, like just being thorough in terms of my approach to making songs. You know, just his approach to craft and being a craftsman when it comes to music and art and even making beats, and me sitting there watching him like toil over that SP, I think 1200 it was, if I'm not mistaken, and seeing him go to work on those beats like that, it was just mind-boggling. Like I wasn't the only artist that was fortunate enough to be in that apartment. You know what I'm saying? People would come from all over the town to really work with Jude. And you know, when we connected, it was just like this me and him just we gotta work, we got a connection. You know what I'm saying? And man, his level of like expertise and just, you know, make it work. Like, you know, simplicity too. Like making something beautiful out of nothing. I think that planted a seed in me, even now with me being a painter. You know what I'm saying? And just like me trying to create my own new genre of painting. You know what I'm saying? And really just using what I have around me for my art and for my paintings. I think a lot of that comes from me watching Jude just use what he had at his disposal and just being as resourceful as possible. You know what I mean? And I think that that's what you get from me now. Like, I've had 2 record deals. You know what I'm saying? I've had albums like on Sony BMG, distributor, like where you could go in stores and get it. I've been overseas and did shows and seen Pages of Life on vinyl in record stores in Europe, you know what I'm saying? And just knowing that all of that came from me being resourceful. And a lot of that comes from, it really comes, if I'm honest, it comes from watching him like really closely.